Howdy y'all, Melissa here with YOGATX, and today we're going to work on building strength and working on alignment in our Pinche Mahirasana pose, our forearm balance. So the first thing that we can do to work on building strength for this is to do a dolphin plank pose. So facing the mirror, she's going to bring her hands together and plant her forearms on the ground, and then step her feet back. Good. And so her shoulders are nice and in her sockets here. Her abdomen is pulled in, her tops of her thighs are lifting, and there's not a mountain here. Some nice work there. Pressing through the inner heels. Okay, so from here, she's gonna push up into downward facing dog on the forearms, which is like a dolphin dog. And notice her nice open armpits here. This is a key part of this pose that we're working on. So she can go back and forth a couple times from downward dog into her plank dolphin, and then back up. And then one more time back down. Good, and then she can just drop her knees and come on down. And then the next thing I'm gonna have her do is again to open her armpits. She's gonna lay on her mat with her elbows in the crook of the wall. I'm gonna get behind her. Okay, and then she'll put the block in between her hands. She'll hold it with her fingers and her thumbs. And then she's gonna try and fill in this gap right here underneath her armpits. She's gonna get her armpits as close to the ground as she can. Bring them in a little closer towards each other, the elbows. And then scoot the hips back even further. Get any amount, close that gap. And if you wanna work more with that, you can always put a blanket under there, and then you have something to press down into to really open the armpits. But that's an important part of this pose. So you'll notice in this pose, if this mirror is the floor, this is exactly the same shape that she's going to be doing in her forearm balance. So to have this open armpits is really going to help her. So now she can come up to her hands and her knees. And we're gonna set her up with this blanket under her elbows so that her arms have a forward slant when she brings her elbows down onto it. And then she has a belt to keep her elbows close together. This is a huge help. If you don't have any other props, even a belt in this can make a huge difference. Your elbows, the bottoms of your arms are your base in this pose. So the tendency when we begin to bear weight is the elbows slide apart from each other and we lose our base. All right, so keep your elbows together. She's just going to straighten her legs and lift up her hips. The block is here to keep her hands stable. Good, and then she's just gonna spend a minute opening her armpits, so really taking her weight back, good. Nice and open. Okay, and then she's going to kick her feet up one at a time. Beautiful. She's looking at the block. She's taking her weight over the elbows and she's really pressing down in the elbows to keep that chest nice and open. The other thing that's important in this pose is really lifting the tailbone so that you don't have too much of a banana back. Beautiful. Let's do it one more time. So this time she'll kick up with the opposite leg. Usually when we kick up with our not good leg, it's much more challenging. All right, so she keeps pulling these ribs in, keeps lengthening this tailbone, and then maybe she can bring her feet towards, press into my hand. It's right over your shoulders, press forward. Good, and she's extending up through the tops of her feet and spreading her toes. Beautiful, and then I'm gonna let her bring one leg down, and then she'll come down. Great. So I hope that those variations help you to conquer this challenging pose. This is Melissa with YOGATX. Thank you. Namaste.